Hey Jordan, here we are at 510 Wood Street in Fort Collins. Just a few minutes away from downtown Fort Collins. Super easy bike ride. Walking would be a little bit longer of a stretch, but still doable and super easy. But definitely bike wise and drive wise, super easy to get downtown. Just want to get you guys a quick view of the house before we had our conversation. Hopefully, if I can get it downloaded in time. Otherwise, I can get this sent over to you guys afterwards as well, just so that you guys can get a better perspective of what the house looks like and location. Just to make things hopefully a little bit easier on you, especially making a decision and then hopefully trying to make a plan to get out here to check it out in person. But here we are just off of Wood Street. Wood Street in Fort Collins is a little bit of a busier street just because it is a through street that can take you over to the north side of Fort Collins. In the description, right now they do have a vacant piece of land that is in a little bit of rougher condition on that side. They are getting it cleaned up, torn down, and ready for another new build to go in right next to it, designed by the same individuals who built this home. So just wanted to give you a heads up that you will be in a construction zone or near construction zone for a little bit, but then you will have a nicely upgraded home afterwards. In terms of all the other neighbors around here, there are a lot of homes here that are getting bulldozed down and redone, but you are still going to have some of the older homes around here because it is close to downtown Fort Collins. Most of the neighbors have at least some privacy, and once this new house goes in, you'll kind of get cut off from the north side where you have this house just across the street here. They don't have any fence. It's a little bit more of an older home. They have an RV out front, but that all is going to kind of disappear over time anyways on that side. Straight across the street looking towards the west, you do have a couple townhomes that are across here that are rentals here, and so you are kind of in that rental area, which downtown Fort Collins is definitely more of a rental area, but mixed in with some really nice homes. There are plenty of homes as we go towards the south side of Fort Collins, heading towards Mountain Street, which is one of the high-end areas of Fort Collins in terms of old school homes and historic homes. But just right across the street from here, you can see you do have a couple newer builds as well. And then as you keep going further south towards that direction, it gets even nicer on that side. So this is definitely on the farthest north side of kind of the newer builds, but definitely is in a good opportunity zone, and eventually this area will be very well kept and very well taken care of. Just coming in and looking at the house, I mean, there's not much to complain or talk about in terms of the look of the house. Definitely well done. Everything is really tip-top shape when it comes to build quality. We'll go through and just take a look, but everything except the front yard is xeriscaped. They do not have an irrigation system from what I was able to tell for this front grass yard, so probably going in off of a spigot and having it set up for irrigation is a good way to do it, or at some point putting your own irrigation system in. They also have it xeriscaped around the rest of it. They did keep one of the old existing trees here as well. This one does look like it looks like it might be a maple on that side from what I can tell from the bark. And so you do have a maple, it looks like, out front, so that creates a good fall color, good spring color, get some good shade cover, especially from the west side. You do have some smaller other plants that they have in here that take very minimal water as well, so not too much to be able to talk to you about on that end. Concrete wise, all brand new concrete on this. No cracks, no weird heaving or settling so far, so things are looking good there. They also did a good job of doing drainage around the property as well, so they have a couple drainage canals or little ditches that they built to drag water away from the home, especially with the home being xeriscaped. That's one of the biggest issues, is making sure that you're keeping water away from the home and not going back towards the home. So it is good to see that they did pay a little more attention to that. I've been sitting out front here for probably about close to 5 minutes now. You do get a decent amount of traffic through here because it is somewhat of a through street to get to the north side of Fort Collins, but overall it's not going to be super noisy. The noisiest times of the day are going to definitely be that 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning during the weekdays, and then at 5 to about 6:30 at night would be your busiest times. Overall, looking around at the features on the front porch, again, concrete looks good. Nothing to note on the brick or anything on that side. All the windows are in great condition. Being a new build, just not too much. There's some small paint things that could be touched up on that side. I mean, it's white paint, so it does show a little bit more of the stains and caulking that was put in where it kind of holds and retains the dirt. But those are some pretty simple and easy fixes. In terms of this overhang, it is a good sized deep garage on that and has some good extra space, but it really is only a 1-car garage. So you do have this really nice overhang from the garage door over to the actual overhang. It's about 10 feet, so it'll cover up most of a car. If your car is a smaller SUV, 4-door sedan, something like that, it'll easily cover it. But if you had a truck or something like that, the rear end would just hang out just a little bit. Otherwise, there's plenty of off-street parking as well around the house, to where you have plenty of room for guests to park and be able to entertain here without being worried about parking spaces. They do have 2 outlet covers. They have 1 outlet cover on the far side of the garage. They do have a spigot as well for doing watering for the grass as well. And then they also have a smaller outlet as well on the far side of the patio, just on this part. And just one last view before we head inside, just to get you an idea of a little bit more, since we're kind of in the shade now, to kind of give you an idea of what the property towards the north looks like right now. But again, that will change over time and will be a very nice home right next door to it. Neighbor-wise, super quiet, couple rentals, nothing major on that side. Still a very quiet area. One thing I did notice while I was kind of turning lights on in the house is that you still hear a little bit of the outside road noise. But if that's something that doesn't bother you, you should be pretty good. And it's not going to be overly annoying or too loud. They did put nice Marvin windows in here, so things are really well done. So soundproofing and on that side is very well done. So road noise on the inside, you can kind of hear it, but to me, it's not any worse than anywhere else I've lived in terms of Colorado. So coming in the front door, I mean, they've done a nice job putting really nice features in here, putting in really nice hardwood floors, and putting the nice updates, putting in plenty of light in here, plus windows, creating a really nice feel in here, and just keeping it a white tone paint. It feels nice and bright, very open. Right off the bat, you hit your living room. The couch that they have in here right now, just for reference, I measured it off. It is just around 9.5 feet long and close to about 3 foot wide, except for the little seat ottoman on the corner. That's about 4.5 foot long. And so easy enough to put a decent sized sectional in there. If you like your lazy boys as well too, recliners easily could fit in there. They do have it set up as well to where you can put all your electronic equipment for TVs and stuff in the cabinetry as well. All soft close cabinetry, all high-end cabinetry, quartz countertops on top to really kind of finish off the look. And all cords can be ran up through the fireplace to be able to keep cords hidden and keep things looking nice. Also off the main door, which we'll check out after we check off the main floor, is the basement. And then over here, we'll just check this out really quick just before we move on to the main part of the house, is the garage, since we were talking about the outside. They do have a, before we go to the garage, a nice seating, cabinetry area, good place for storage, nice little mudroom sit-down area to take your shoes off that does stay with the home. And then garage-wise, it is an oversized 1-car garage, so there is also extra storage in here. They fully finished it off as well with trim and drywall and texturing. So good sized ceilings. I believe these got to be at least probably about 12-foot ceilings in here. They do have the recessed lighting as well. Insulated garage door. Can't really tell if this whole entire garage in here is insulated. I believe probably the 2 outside walls or 3 outside walls are not insulated, just with how cold it is in here. But it's something that I definitely will ask. Concrete in the garage looks like it's in really good condition as well. No weird settling. It has the right angle to slope water away from the main part of the house so that water actually runs outside of the garage versus back towards the house. They put in a nice garage door, a Raynor garage door opener, Wi-Fi operated as well, so makes it a little easier there. And then you do also have your electrical panel in your garage for the entire home. And this is an oversized garage or oversized electrical panel. Still has plenty of spots as well to add more features or lighting in the house, or if you want a little workshop, you still have plenty of electrical outlets and space to be able to add anything you need. Garage-wise, they do not have any 220s in here for electric cars or anything like that. They do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They do have 5 outlets in here, so finding power in here is no big deal. And it looks like from the electrical box, I'll just show you really quick. From your electrical box, right here, down here, I bet they probably have access in there so that you could put a 220 in there if you wanted to. And it also looks as well that they brought in 2 water lines and a sewer line as well, if you wanted to put like a dog washing bay in the corner of the garage, if that is something that is of interest. And that is pretty much it for the garage. They also have a nice window in here, same Marvin window to be able to have extra light in the garage as well, make it feel a little bit more open. And that is pretty much it for the garage. We'll head out back inside. Nice heavy door for the garage door, so definitely noise-wise, fireproof-wise, that's a great door to have. Back in the main living room, we'll head over into the kitchen. Kitchen, overly well done. Nothing I can say bad about the kitchen. All Bosch appliances, except for the microwave is a Sharp for the microwave. Still a really good brand on that side, but over the top, very nice appliances, very nice cabinets, all soft close on that side as well. Tiling was done all professional. Grout lines look great. No weird things happening here that I can say. There's probably a few spots that could use a little bit of caulking around it just to kind of make it a little more finished off look-wise, but overall, to most people's eyes, you'd never be able to see anything different on that end. Nice quartz countertop. They do kind of have a bronze gold finished sink appliances for the kitchen as well. And I do really like the deep white sink. Only thing that might happen is that getting dirty over time, so spending some time cleaning it would be a good idea. When walking through the house, I don't feel any weird bumps or any weird level raises where the floor moves up and down like I would typically find in downtown Fort Collins. So floor is nice and sturdy, being a new house. That's always a good deal. And I've also felt it in old, new houses as well. So flooring wise, everything is really in top shape as well. All the windows, like I said, are Marvin. They are wooded windows too as well, so they are on the higher end of the Marvin spectrum in terms of windows. Good soundproofing as well. Just again, being in here, don't hear much noise on that side from the traffic that is driving through. This entire first floor feels really nice and open and is in really nice shape. And then only other piece before we move up towards the upstairs, and the next section is showing you the main floor bathroom, just the half bath. It is off of the kitchen / living room. Same cabinetry in here as in the kitchen, and same quartz countertops, same sink, same faucet to keep it all the same. And then they do have the high efficiency toilets in here as well that do run and operate very well. Tested all the plumbing in here as I was kind of going through turning lights on. Everything runs well. Water pressure is really good here. Water heats up quick with the instant hot water here that they put in. So everything is buttoned up on that side on a mechanical spectrum. Let's pop outside really quick since we're kind of going into the dining room that's towards the entire backside. They do have the round table. I think that would be the best type of table to put in here just for space wise. You definitely could fit a rectangular table in here. It would probably have to be a minimum of a 6-seater. It'd be pretty hard to fit an 8-seater rectangular table in the back part of this room, just with the size wise. You could do it, but then you'd be squeezing by to get to the backyard. It's coming out back. Great concrete again in here. Nothing to note on the concrete. It's all sloping away from the house, keeping the water away. It's going to be pretty hard for me to show you the entire back side of the house because the lot line is a little bit tight on this one. But backside wise, everything is xeriscape back here. They've done a good job of putting in some trees as well. They got 3 junipers here. Unfortunately, it looks like one's about to die. So probably putting in a little bit more trees and bushes and shrubs just to kind of create that privacy in this backyard would be a nice thing to do as well. You do have one house directly behind the house that does sit probably about, I don't know, I'd say that's probably about 15, 17 feet away from the back porch of the home. So they do keep their windows closed, but like I said, it'd probably be worth throwing some viburnums or some more junipers back along the fence line just to create that privacy against that house. You do have a road just right across towards the south. And then just again, you do have this vacant property at the moment on the north side that goes through. All gutters are done well. Everything just, I mean, there's not much I can tell you guys on terms of just the quality of this house. They have 2 sets of outlets in the backyard. They do have the vent for the laundry room that does come out the back as well. They do have a gas stub for a gas grill or fireplace out back as well. They do have a gas stub that is right here just for your gas grill or fireplace. And then your main electrical shut off and power is on the north side of the home, right next to your, and they do actually have a irrigation system in here, so that's a good deal. So I just couldn't see it out front. So you must have an irrigation system here. It's a Hunter's irrigation box. And then they also have your backflow preventer sitting here in the back corner as well. And then your AC condenser sitting in a good spot, far enough away to where it's not going to overheat or have any issues. And so everything in terms of mechanical and structural on this side is all looking in really good shape as well. The plants, that's the only thing of concern. It's wintertime, so it's kind of hard to tell if they're going to make it this year. But here's one other juniper that looks like it's in pretty bad condition that probably isn't going to make it. So more than likely you're going to lose 2, this home is going to lose 2 trees before the end of this year and start of spring. You do have one, looks like cottonwood, that does go up and above the house right here. It does overhang the home a little bit, and so that one would make me a little nervous. That is on the neighbor's property. And so elm trees, cottonwoods, whatever this one is, I believe it's an elm tree. They're kind of called trash trees out here. Not sure if you guys deal with them as well on your end, but they drop a lot of limbs. And when it comes to heavy snowfalls, when we get 1 or 2 during the springtime, they can become an issue with breaking fences and cracking off big branches and hitting houses and damaging roofs. So it might be something where you would want to talk to a neighbor and see if they'd be willing to take that down or get it cut away from the house so that it becomes less of an issue. Now we're on the south side of the home. They do have access to the front yard through here as well with a path. Fence-wise here, this is the neighbor's fence, which had not been replaced or gone through. This fence is only about 4.5 to 5 foot tall, and so you do have quite a bit of a view there. And if you had a dog or something like that as well, I would probably want that buttoned up a little bit. It's a little rough. Boards are falling out at this point. That home is a rental as well, and so just something that would want to be also discussed with the neighbor as well with that tree. But other than that, the rest of the fence is a 6 foot tall privacy fence other than that fence on the south side. That is pretty much it for the backyard. You do have access from the master bedroom, which we'll hit up next. That does go to the backyard as well and has some good privacy blinds in it. Otherwise, we'll pop back into the main dining room kitchen area. And if you're ever worried about, neighbors being too close or anything like that, what you can do as well is go get a car company to come in here, and they can actually go out and tint the windows like they would do for a car, where you can see out but people can't see in. And that's something I've done with my house just to create a little more privacy, so I don't always have to have my blinds closed, because it's really nice to be able to actually leave the windows open and actually enjoy the light when you have these types of windows. Overall, main space looking really good, and we'll start heading into the master bedroom and showing the rest of the home. One unique feature, there is no pantry kind of in the kitchen, so these two doors right here actually would be probably your most ideal pantry space and how they probably had it set up for. So you do have a little bit of a setup for a pantry here, just a little bit off the kitchen. But close enough to where it's not an issue to get to, like I've seen in other places. And then they also have a main level laundry room hookup as well, which is in this closet. So this would be more set up for a stackable washer, or you could just leave it as a basic closet as well. And it has got tall ceilings, so you could definitely put extra storage up above. They do also have laundry in the basement as well, a space for it. So you have 2 options, or 3 options, because you also have one upstairs as well that you could use. So there's a couple options for doing laundry in this house. Right off the kitchen, just through a little bit of a small hallway, would be the master bedroom. Master bedroom's a good size. This is a king bed for reference, so plenty of space to be able to put the king bed, plus nightstands, plus having dressers as well, if that's something that you guys wanted. Right behind their decorations here is the spot for the TV and all the electrical cords that would go along with having the TV and TV boxes. Very tall vaulted ceilings in here. This is an A-frame vaulted ceiling. It does go out towards the back. They did put some nice electrical blinds in here as well that can raise and lower and at least keep this room a little more private compared to the rest of the home. Because the master bedroom does back to the house and has a clear view of the 2 windows. Like I said, those 2 windows stay closed, it looks like, most of the time and aren't going to be used, but privacy is always one of my main concerns, so it's always nice to have that set up. In terms of blinds as well, the one thing that I can see is they are charged by Cellular's USB-C plugs. And so these would have to be charged over time. And so just something to kind of mention in terms of, having to mess with factor. Super quiet in this back bedroom. Can't hear the road from out front. They did a really good job insulating this as well. So when you're sleeping at night, you're not going to be hearing too many cars come by unless it's some race car that's driving through. Coming in the master bathroom, you do have pocket doors on the master bedroom. Just to kind of give you guys an indication. Slide really nicely, move very smoothly, so nothing to note there. Kind of a gray-blue tile for the master bathroom. Really nice cabinetry, same quartz countertops and sinks as the half bath out in the main area and the kitchen. Plenty of natural light coming through here as well with the windows, and they put plenty of lights as well in here for nighttime. Master shower, really good size as well. Plenty of height in there, so it feels really comfortable. You know, big enough technically for 2 people, even though it's got just one shower head. And then you do have your toilet just right across from the shower. And then lastly, we'll jump in, and the master closet, really good size as well, plenty of natural light. They do have an automatic light in here as well, so anytime you come into the bathroom, the light in the closet does turn on. You can adjust that so it's less sensitive, but anytime I've walked in so far, it does turn on. And then they also did a pocket door on the closet as well, so if you want to shut that off to the rest of the main bedroom, if you don't want your clothes to get moist from taking a shower, that's a way you can do it as well. But plenty of shelving, plenty of space to be able to put your clothes. It just kind of depends on obviously what you guys have in your inventory for clothing. That's pretty much the master bedroom in a nutshell. Now the next plan we'll do is we'll head upstairs and check out the second floor, and then lastly we'll check out the basement. One thing to note, which is probably one of my favorite features in newer houses, is this is a very nice wide stairway to go upstairs. So bringing large couches, bringing large beds upstairs, super easy on that side. Flooring is consistent from the main flooring upstairs. They've gone through and caulked all the seams on the stairs, which is a nice feature to see that they did that. Handrail along the stairs is a wooden handrail, so I always like it a little bit better than a metal one, but it obviously is depending on preference. And they did have a little bit of empty space here that they did use for storage, so just another good little storage spot to keep things. And then you have a really nice spot to maybe keep some plants if you guys are big plant people. Coming straight up, now we're up on top of the master, or the second floor. This is over the top of the garage for most of it. And so you will get a little bit of noise from the garage door opening, closing over time. And so that's one thing to note. This is where the second set of laundry room would be at. There is no door here, so the laundry room would just stay as an open situation. It would be easy though to go in and put some type of doorway or sliding door that would allow you to access the washer and dryer up here, but keep it hidden as well. Just not a feature that these guys put in. You do have access to the attic space as well from up here, so easy to get up there and check it out. I did get a chance to check it out. Good insulation up there, so this home is really well buttoned up. Coming into the first bedroom off the stairs, same kind of design, so nice A-frame ceiling, so makes it nice and open. This bedroom, you could put a king-size bed in here as well, plus dressers along with your dressers and nightstands. So very good sized bedroom on the first floor. This bedroom does have a window that faces the south side, looking over the neighbor's house. And then it also has a small window that faces the east. Floors in here, like I said, consistent with the floors downstairs. And then they also have it set up as well with a nice closet already pre-shelved. And then all fans here are run off of remotes. So if you wanted to turn the fans on, you do have to use the remote or have it set up to where when you flick on the switch, the fan just goes on. All doors are heavy, solid core doors and actual wood. So when you swing them, move them around, they feel nice and heavy, very durable, and would keep sound out. So overall, very good quality there. You do also, and here I'll show this a little bit better. So this is kind of that wasted space / storage space. So really good there. I wish they would have gone in and done a little caulking around the trim on this front panel area. It's kind of hard to see, but when you guys see it in person, you guys will be able to kind of see what I'm seeing on that side. You also, above the hallway here, have a little ceiling fan as well, ran off a remote. And you do have a window that does face north as well. That brings in light for the hallway. Lastly, you do have kind of a linen closet / storage closet up on the main second floor here. That does have a vent in it as well down in the bottom. So keeping things heated in here is no worries. And then we'll check out the last bedroom and then the bathroom for the upstairs. So this bedroom faces west, has a monster window in here that looks over the top of the garage. It makes this feel really open and wide. This one I would definitely look at, probably if I was having guests in here or something like that. I would probably put some type of film over this one so that people can't see in here at nighttime, or just putting some type of shade cover on that end. Same tall A-frame ceilings, nice and tall vaulted. This bedroom would definitely be set up. It would be tight with a king bed in here. So a queen bed would be probably the ideal situation to be able to have one dresser along the wall I'm standing at, and then having 2 nightstands or just 1 nightstand for this bedroom. And this has the same exact closet setup as the last one, where they already have the pre-done shelves, and they also have the automatic light system in here that turns on every time you open up the closet. So everything in here looks really nice. Trim in here, there's a few spots where I see some stains and some markings from people moving stuff around. But, you know, that's stuff that can be easily cleaned up and have someone come in and just wipe off some of the surfaces, or if you got time, be able to wipe off surfaces after purchasing. Like I said, they also have it set up for a TV in here as well. So putting up a TV plus a night or a dresser with your Xfinity box or anything like that, super easy in this room as well. That's it for the 2 bedrooms. And last thing we'll show is the bathroom in here. So same cabinetry as downstairs, just a navy blue color on this one, which probably my phone isn't picking up very well. There we go. So same quartz countertops, roughly the same type of tile that was in the master bathroom, just smaller tiles. And so this one is a little bit more gray, bluish still, so it follows really well with the same color theme that they have going. And then they do have a deep set tub for the guest bathroom up here. So for someone who's older, getting into this tub could be a little bit of a challenge. If you have someone who's pretty tall as well, you know, using this bathtub would be pretty hard. It's only probably about 4.5 foot long. And so, you know, for most people, they probably have to have their legs scrunched up a little bit. And then the only other thing I could tell you on it, it is tiled all the way up to the top. So that's really nicely done. And the shower head is the only other thing. If you were actually standing in this tub, shower head on this one is only probably around 5'5", 5'6". And so if you're a taller individual, trying to shower in this bathroom could be a little bit of a challenge. This one also has a bedroom or a window that faces out towards the west and towards the front of the house. And so again, little shade cover or tinting the windows in this bathroom would always be a nice idea as well. That is it for the upstairs, guys. We'll head down now and go check out the basement. Back through just to get you guys one last look. Master bedroom. And then swinging out to the kitchen with the backyard. Going back into the kitchen. Straight into the living room. Back to the front door, garage, and then down to the basement. Same concept, nice and wide hallway as well here. So easy to bring things up and down. I would be a little careful bringing things up and down with these light fixtures they do have along the hallway here. Those look like they would be easy to break when bringing bed frames or couches down here. But nice and open basement, really nice feel, plenty of natural light. They put monster window wells in here to bring in that natural light and have big windows in here. The flooring in here is a little different. This is just a high-end LPV, so everything on the first main floor and second floor was all hardwood. Basement, they did go with a high-end LPV, which makes complete sense. Basements tend to potentially have issues with flooding and other things, so putting a whole bunch of effort into the flooring here versus an LPV that can be easily changed out, I thought that was a really good design feature. One thing I did notice in here that I would personally do is go around and caulk around the floorboards that they do have in here, or the trim. There are some gaps that you can see around, and I'll try and get you guys a little view of it. But they just have some gaps where from the LPV to the trim, where there's just a little bit of a gap. It just doesn't look, 100% professional. So going in and having someone use some white caulk to go around the outside edge would make it just look a little bit nicer, but still overall looks really good. Plenty of outlets in this room. They're placed every 6 feet around this, so finding power in here is no problem. Easily, you could set this up as a nice living room for the basement, or kind of a movie room as well. If it was me, I'd probably have my TV facing along this wall, just right in front of us. They do have the outlets for it put in for this wall that is facing towards the south. I think that works okay, but if it was my floor plan, I'd probably do it a little differently than how they have it set up. We'll go in and check the main bedroom down here, bathroom, and then the storage area. So this is probably the second biggest bedroom other than the master bedroom. So big enough for any type of furniture you could possibly want in here. King bed, big dressers, big nightstands. So nothing to note there. Ceilings are nice and tall. They are 9-foot ceilings in here, so it does feel nice and wide and open. The window in here faces south of the house, so this will always bring in really great natural light during the summertime and even in the wintertime. They also have the hookups for the TV directly in front of us as well. And nothing else I can really say in here. Walking around on the floor, this being a basement and being concrete, I don't feel any major leveling issues that I typically would feel in a basement. So the concrete workers, foundation workers, did a really good job putting this foundation in. Last little piece is your closet. Closet's a good size. It is not really a true walk-in. It's about 3 foot deep by about 4.5 foot wide. So it is a lot smaller than obviously the master bedroom, but still plenty of good space. Moving on to the bathroom for down here, the shared bathroom. They have it set up pretty much like the same bathroom upstairs on the second floor, just a little bit of different looks on the cabinetry and tiling. So they did go with kind of a, there we go. a wood grain style cabinet, same quartz countertop, a black faucet versus a stainless steel faucet that they did have up on the second floor. But lighting, everything else in here is very similar. The tile upstairs was more of a white tile. This is definitely a beige tile in here. I'm not sure if it's easy to tell, and with the lighting, I do apologize. I can see on my camera it's not showing very well. So just something to note. And same type of tub setup. This one is pretty much the exact same size. It is a little deeper, so having someone who is older get into them could be a little bit of a challenge. And the shower head as well is probably around that 5'6", 5'7" range when you actually step into the tub. Lastly, we will check out the storage room. Now this could definitely be used as a storage room, or you could kind of manipulate it if you ever needed to into another bedroom. This would be a little bit harder and a little more, a few extra pieces you'd have to deal with. But fully insulated walls. The biggest issue that you'd obviously run into is your sewer line that runs out this direction. They have it set up right now where it goes directly out into the wall and runs across directly. They also have a gas line in here as well. They did drywall it all, but no texture, no paint. And so really they did only set this up for a storage room area. Great spot, put shelving in here, keep this stuff open and exposed so it's easy to get to, or you could always manipulate it and change it at some point to make this into probably a smaller bedroom and still be able to keep all this utilities available and easy to get to. Not sure where you guys are at, but we do have sub pumps here as well. So a sub pump is a membrane that goes around the entire house that allows water to go into and then get pumped back out of the house and then over into your garden area or over onto the property line. This one is disconnected. Most places here in Colorado don't need a sub pump. They're just put in for a protection reason. And so for this house, I did look inside there and it is completely dry. So more than likely you would never need to use a sub pump in this home. But it is there just for safety if we ever had like a super wet year and we just got inches upon inches of rain. But there's a 99% chance you'll never have to use it. They do have a little storage underneath the stairs as well. They do also leave extra flooring, extra tiling, everything that was used to do this house, extra paint, to be able to be left with the home for the next homeowner. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. I know I probably went a little over the top in terms of just explaining stuff, but knowing that you guys are trying to think about this from out of state and trying to think about making a decision, I really just wanted to make sure I got a fine-tooth comb over this home and gave you guys the best information I possibly could on that side. They do have a tankless water heater in here as well. They do have it set up with a heel furnace as well, high efficiency, really nice high-end furnace. So everything in here is really buttoned up, really well done. Very small details that could be addressed at some point, but nothing major to note. And so hopefully this helped out. It would still be great if you guys could get out here as well, check it out yourself. But thought this would be a good opportunity to at least show you guys a little more details about the home and see if it's worth putting an offer in when it comes to making that decision. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I know we'll be touching base a little bit later today. Like I said, hopefully I can get this video to you guys before then. If not, I will probably be able to get to you guys directly after. So we'll be in touch and let me know.